So, Liam, I have also done stuff.
Oh, what stuff have you done?
One thing that we're both going to do together in a minute. But before we talk about that, I played the game Detroit Become Human. Now, this game...
It's quite new, isn't it?
It's relatively new. It's been out a while.
Yeah, I saw it in Tesco's after you were banging on about it, and it was still like 46 quid. So I was like, oh well, it can't have been out that long.
Fair enough. It might be, yeah. It's probably fairly new. Like, it's not an old game, but it
came out this year.
But yeah,
yeah,
it's honestly like I don't know why I put off getting it for so long, because it was one of those games where I saw all the trailers and I was like, oh, this is definitely my kind of game.
Yeah,
and then I just didn't buy it. So then for my birthday, when didn't have anything to choose, I was just like, oh well, I'll put a game that I've not bought that I know I kind of want to play. Put this on my list. The other, literally, I think 4 days ago.
Yeah.
I picked it up and was like, cool, I'm going to get into this game. I'm going to just play it and, see how it is.
Okay.
I played. I got home from work, put it on about, maybe let's say 8.
Yeah.
I didn't stop playing till 2 a.m. the first night.
Right.
Then the second day I got in, probably about 7:30, put on the game. Didn't stop playing till 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And then Saturday morning I finished the game because I was on the last mission.
Okay.
Just to sort of show you how I feel about this game right at the beginning. I couldn't put it down.
Yeah.
The game is set in the year 2038.
Yeah.
And humanity have created androids, so robots that, help around the house. They're basically servants.
Yeah.
They do all the manual labour, like people have lost their jobs to them. And you play as 3 different androids.
Okay.
And you follow, each of them have got a different... It's basically the start of... It's the moment that androids start to become intelligent.
Yeah.
And you're following 3 different stories, all from a different, perspective of what that means.
Yeah.
So I can't go too into it because it's spoilers.
Yeah.
But that's what you're doing. It's honestly the best story I've played in a video game ever.
Yeah, I saw you do a tweet saying that.
Yeah, honestly, I think in the tweet I said, I think I missed a word in the tweet. I was trying to read it this morning and was like, fuck,
You were too excited.
I was too excited.
Yeah.
But this game to me has proven beyond... I already thought that video games are obviously just as good a medium for telling stories as film and books and everything. Because I think every new medium has the same issue where the older generations look at it and go, well, you can't tell a story the same way as my thing, which is film. And then the generation before that were like, films aren't as good as books.
Yeah.
So I think video games are in that point where there are people who are like, you cannot tell these amazing stories. And this game, to me, just completely destroys that. If you showed this game to those people and let them play it, I think they would just have their minds changed.
Yeah.
It's one of those games where you're choosing the outcome of the story, and in some of those games it can feel like your choices aren't having an impact.
Yeah, definitely, like the Telltale games.
Yeah, where and this game, there is definitely a place you're getting to, right? There is an end point where everyone is going to be in a similar situation.
Yeah.
But there are at least 3 final missions that I didn't play because of my story.
Okay.
Whole missions, and you can see the flowchart of what you chose.
Yeah.
And the places it branches, even in the first level, there are 5 outcomes to that level, and stuff that happens in those early levels will come back and change the story later on.
Yeah.
Because I met a certain character, and because I met him in the final mission, he was in a place near me, and that meant I could use him to help on a certain task. And just the fact that it did. And it changed the whole thing. And it didn't... There was a point where I was like, I wonder how much this is changing, because I don't know. And there was one of the specific last mission bits I did. To me, it felt like there was a point in the story where something happened, and I was like, oh, that's set up to get me into that level.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the flowchart and realised that I had actually fucked that bit up, and it meant that by making one mistake, I got sent into an entirely different mission, and it was all based on that one mistake I'd made.
Okay.
And I was like... That is mind-blowing. It was something when you look at the stats, because you can also see, your stats compared to the world of what people chose.
Yeah.
And I think it was something like 18% of players... Oh, no, it was less than that. I think it was 8% of players made the mistake in the same place that I did that meant you got onto that mission.
Okay, yeah.
And that mission felt like it was so perfectly tied into the story that it was just blowing my mind, because I was like, it makes sense for my story that happened.
Yeah.
like there was only one place in the game where I save scummed, so literally turned off the game to get back, and it was because I messed something up, and it was because something hadn't been explained properly to me.
Right.
It might have been that I just missed them saying it, but it felt like such an obvious thing that I was like, it almost felt unfair that I'd fucked it up, and not unfair to me, like unfair to the story that was being told.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I was like, that doesn't fit my character. This character that I'm playing at this moment, it doesn't feel like he'd have done that.
Yeah.
So that's the only time I save scum. There was a point where I chose a decision in like a conversation that wasn't what I thought it was going to be, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll go back, and then I was like, no, wait, this makes so much sense for the character to have said this.
Yeah. That
I'm not going to fuck this up. And honestly, I recommend to everyone go out and play this game. It's incredible. I don't know.
What's the actual, like, the gameplay? Yeah.
So it's.
I'm guessing it's not like, say, Until Dawn, which is another like decision-based sort of like your decisions affect the outcome of the game.
So the actual gameplay is kind of like Until Dawn.
Right. Okay.
It's got a similar thing to it, like the whole you're walking around in these levels.
Yeah.
Basically, not getting to the next cutscene.
Yes, that sounds.
But like the cutscenes are done for the detail part of the story, like. There's this specific thing happening, and we can't tell it from you just being like, my character says, yes, I want to stay here.
Yeah.
Then you get the cutscene, and the cutscene will have quick time events in it.
Yeah.
It's one of the... I don't know why, because I'm usually anti-quick time events, but it worked so well in this.
Okay.
And there were moments where I was literally just clenching my controller, being like, oh, fuck, I can't fuck this up.
Yeah.
And I think the best thing about it is if you fuck up a cutscene or a quick time event, it doesn't end your game. That's just like, yeah, cool. So that means that your character...
Yeah, there's going to be like maybe a negative consequence that you maybe didn't necessarily want. But...
It might make something later harder, or it might put you into a different route, or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
It's incredible. And like, I spoke to one of my friends who, according to our stats, because you can also look at your friend's stats, we did the whole start of our story was the same. And then I was talking to him and I was like, oh, you finished it. Can I like ask you something?
Yeah.
And I said something to him and he was like, no, that didn't happen for me at all. And it turned out we had branched at like that exact moment. And that meant we got these two completely different stories or endings to the story. And it's just amazing, dude. Like the detail they must have gone into to get this game to work.
Yeah, yeah.
The fact that my story feels complete and it doesn't feel like anything was missed out is mind-blowing to me.
But I guess the other thing is, just like you specifically, could you play the game again?
See, so me specifically, I have a real issue. I think have I spoken about this before on the podcast where I finished the Mass Effect trilogy.
Yeah, yeah. I think you've reviewed that in the past.
Yeah, and I couldn't go back and play it because it felt like I was overwriting my story.
Yes.
And I really want to, because of these flowcharts, I really want to go back and see what could have been different.
Yeah.
Like, I was genuinely considering, I was like, what if I play the negative run? Like, the run where I make every opposite decision I could have. I fuck up all the cutscenes. Yeah. And I see, like, how bad this story could have gone.
Yeah.
But I can't bring myself to do it. There's a little part of me that goes, what if they make a sequel game?
Yeah.
And what if it has the feature that Mass Effect has, where it goes, we're going to read your previous story?
Yeah, but surely if you've got, like... Could you not just have a second save file or something?
I don't know if it lets you have a second save file.
Okay.
Because a lot of games don't nowadays. Like, I know some still have the old save mechanic, but a lot of games don't.
Could you not take your save file that you've got for this one and copy it to a USB or something?
I guess I could.
Yeah. And that way you've still got, like, your original run, so if they ever do that, you can just upload it back to your hard drive.
Yeah. Because I genuinely... That's the only... I don't even know if they're considering a second game.
Yeah.
But I'm so, like... I think my story was so perfect for me.
Yeah.
Like, every character got to a point where I was like, this is what I kind of wanted for that character.
Okay.
And some of it's bittersweet and some of it isn't, but it's just all like I imagine I could go back and play a different one and be like, oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
But it just, I don't know, it would feel like I'd be cheating even though I finished the game. It's weird.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
The other interesting thing, I'll go over this quick, but there's on the main menu, you have an android who's like, who talks to you, the player.
Yeah.
And she like references what's happening in the game and talks to you. And as you're playing, she becomes more and more free, like the androids in the game.
Yeah.
And it's just really interesting watching. Like, I didn't realize, because I was playing in such big chunks.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it happening until like the second day where I turned something off and she was I was like, wait a minute, the android looks sad. And then
Yeah.
she talked about a decision I'd made and was like she's like, I think that was the right thing to do, but I don't know because it costs so much. And I was like, oh no, this android's fucking getting involved and telling me these bad things.
That's a pretty neat little touch.
Yeah, I won't spoil that either because there is a spoiler to the fucking main menu, which is amazing. Again,
Right.
the fact they put that in. But
Yeah.
it's so good. Honestly, I give this game 5 out of 5, and I honestly would say anyone that wants to play a story that likes story games at all
Yeah.
needs to play this.
Yeah, because I remember, I don't know if I said it to you, I know I definitely said it to other friends, but the year when I played and completed The Last of Us, I remember saying, like, that, for me, was my favourite story experience of the year. Like, better than any movie, book, comic book, TV show. Yeah, which kind of ties into that first point you were making about, you know, games
but,
sort of standing
games being
up.
able to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, I really want you to play it just because I know that obviously there's that part of you right now that's going, yeah, but it's androids and it's them getting intelligent, which is literally...
Not, the part of me right now is going, I bet the trophies are a fucking pain.
I got a lot of trophies. I did get one trophy that I don't know if I was meant to get.
Okay.
It very specifically referenced a character that I very specifically happened to get killed.
Right, okay.
And it was sort of like, oh yeah, you ended the game with this character. And I was like, no.
No, I didn't.
But then I'm not sure if it meant that I got them to a certain rating of like friendship with the characters they were with, and I was like, oh, maybe it means that.
Yeah, possibly.
But yeah, I don't know. But when you complete the game, it's one of those games where like you're getting achievements every sort of time you make a decision. Not every time you make a decision. Whenever you complete a level, like based on the outcome, you get an achievement. And then when you complete the game, you get about 10, and they're all like, you got to the end of the game with these 2 people and this other person, and these 2 people were friends, and these 3 people had fun. And you're like, okay, game, I get it. But it does let you go back and replay chapters, and then you can save the decisions you made then and move on to another chapter. So I think getting the achievements maybe wouldn't be too hard.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would require 2 run-throughs or 1 run-through and then like a chapter-by-chapter playthrough, which would end up being the whole thing, but... You know.
Yeah, I mean, I still need to do that with Until Dawn. Like, I've completed it. I still need to go back and do all the little, like, fiddly achievements and chapter selects and that. I just haven't been bothered.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that.